Welcome to Informatics friends. Today in this video we talk about why countries are not interested to host Olympics. Olympics is a most important sport event in the world. The Olympics are held every 4 years and thousands of athletes from all over the world compete against each other in various sports to win gold, silver or bronze medals. Athletes participating in the Olympics are called Olympians. Athletes from all over the world have to work hard and practice for years to reach these competitions. Participating in the Olympics is a great honor for athletes to represent their country and host this global sporting event. It is considered to be an even greater honor to host the Olympics. Until recently, there was a fierce competition between major cities and countries from around the world to receive the honor of hosting the Olympics. And their cities used to bid more than each other to host these competitions, and all possible lobbying was done for this harm. But friends, this trend is almost over now, you wait for it. Note that 11 cities applied to host the 2004 Olympics in Athens, Greece, 10 for the 2008 Olympics, and only 9 cities participated in the bidding process for the 2012 Olympics. The number of applications has dropped dramatically. The International Olympic Committee (IOC) received only 4 applications to host the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Therefore, these applications were only 3, of which the honor was given to the city of Tokyo. And then comes the recent 2020 Paris Olympics, for which the International Olympic Committee has only given 2 final berths to Paris and the American city of Los Angeles. In view of this trend, the International Olympic Committee also took an interesting decision and gave the hosting of 2024 to Paris, while the hosting of 2028 was given to the second bidder, namely Los Angeles. What could be the reason for the interest, and what steps is being taken by the Olympic Committee to address it? Let us know how expensive hosting the Olympics is. According to the report, more than $8 planned have been spent, but this is not a final amount. The actual amount will be revealed after some time, but is this amount more than what is usually spent on hosting the Olympics? It is very little money compared to a few Olympics. Now we will show you the figures of some of the first Olympics, then you will be surprised. For the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, Japan's $15.4 billion were spent. The cost of the London Olympics of 2012 was more than the Tokyo Olympics, that is, about $17 billion, and the Beijing Olympics of 2008, China had a record 38 index of $5 billion. 10% of Pakistan's total GODP is similar to Russia's 2000 Lime Winter Olympics, which is not a big international sports festival compared to the Summer Olympics, for $55 billion. Similarly, Athens of 2004, the cost of the Olympics was twice as much as its initial estimates, which also affected the Greek economy. The reason why the cost is so low, my friends, is because France used almost 95% of the sports infrastructure, i.e. stadiums, accommodation and transport facilities, etc., which was already existing. Whoever wants to host the Olympics must meet certain requirements, otherwise the International Olympic Committee will not approve it for hosting. For example, the Olympic Committee must have at least 40,000 spectators in the host city. Hotel rooms should be available for accommodation. Also, the city's Olympic Village should be capable of accommodating at least 15,000 athletes. Also, the city's internal and external transport system should also be of world-class standards to bring spectators to the city and various events. Having the ability to deliver to the venues without any hindrance, keeping in mind the conditions where all these are not available as per the requirements of the Olympic Committee, this entire infrastructure will be developed anew to make the city host the Olympics. This is the reason why cities willing to host offer their beds more than each other, and after getting hosting, they obviously develop infrastructure according to their same commitment. Oftentimes it happens that a city, thanks to its high bid, it gets the hosting, but it has to develop almost the entire infrastructure from a new way, thus, the cost of Olympics obviously increases. Hosts are given 7 years before ownership so that they can complete the development projects and infrastructure etc. in time. All the cost has to be borne by the city or the country itself from its own budget. There is no contribution from the International Olympic Committee, or if there is, very little, i.e. non-existent. The country is fed by the taxpayers' money, although some of its infrastructures, such as railways, etc., are later used by the citizens, but it is obvious that once the entire economic burden falls on the taxpayers of this country, which has recently in a few years, the citizens are not ready to pick up, and that is the reason why the interest in hosting the Olympics is decreasing. And in recent years, cities have to pay a lot of money in terms of security because of the risk of increasing costs. The mayor of Boston gave the excuse that he was not getting much public support for the establishment of the table. He could not make such a financial commitment without protecting his citizens. Over 1 million Hungarian citizens signed a petition demanding that the investiture of the city be reduced to 10% of its request to host 2,240 Olympics and that all tax money be used for hospitals, schools, etc. After this petition, Budapest was also out of the 2024 Olympics hosting period. Only Paris and Los Angeles remained in the final bid, so the committee decided to host the 2024 Olympics. Paris in 2028 table was given to Los Angeles. Has the Olympic table always been a bad deal? Now different cities are not interested in it, so friends, it is not completely correct to say, but it is certain. Sometimes there can be a deal of benefit, but if we find any close example of this in the past, it is the Los Angeles Olympics of 1984. In this global sports event, the city of Los Angeles spent $215 million 4 decades ago. The host cities actually make money from tourism and ticket sales during the Olympics. This revenue has drastically decreased over the last few decades. In view of this dwindling interest, the International Olympic Committee has now replaced the prevailing betting method of hosting with a new system. The city and the country's National Olympic Committee initiate an informal dialogue with the International Olympic Committee to express its desire to host the Games with the International Olympic Committee, which may be one or more cities. If this dialogue remains positive, then for further progress on it, a formal dialogue is started regularly. This dialogue is called a continuous dialogue. They also provide potential support in planning and are dialogue flexible. No financial commitment is involved yet. Meanwhile, the IOC is also conducting its feasibility study on the city of the Interstate City Plan. If the results of the feasibility study are positive, then the dialogue between the parties begins, during which financial guarantees are also taken from the cities that want to host, and the public opinion of the people of that city is also evaluated. If more than one interested party survives, the final host is chosen by voting among them. Under the same new method, the 2032 Olympics has been awarded to the Australian city of Brisbane, and the future host cities will also be selected under the same system. In addition to this, the International Olympic Committee is also trying to re-host the cities that have already hosted the Olympics, because they have already developed the infrastructure once, so they should be re-hosted. The infrastructure will not have to be developed and the cost will be relatively low. Friends, the modern Olympics started in Athens, Greece in 1896, and then only 9 sports were included in it. Now the number of Olympic sports has increased to 32. Until 1992, Summer and Winter Olympics were held in the same year every 4 years. The gap has now been reduced to 2 years. For example, after the 2024 Paris Summer Olympics, the next Summer Olympics will now be held in Los Angeles in 2028, while the next Winter Olympics after the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics will be held 4 years apart in 2026 in the Italian cities of Milan and Cortina. To bring about this 2-year gap, the next Winter Olympics after 1992 were cancelled in 1994. Since then, the next Winter Olympics of every winter, while the gap of 4 years from the next Summer Olympics has come to every Summer Olympics. The gap between Summer and Winter Olympics is 2 years. Summer Olympics is a bigger event than Winter Olympics. It is usually held in the month of July-August. More countries and more athletes participate in this event with more sports. The main sports of the Olympics are gymnastics, athletics, archery, swinging, and shooting. On the other hand, the Winter Olympics is a relatively small event, with fewer countries and fewer athletes participating, while the number of open sports is also less. The main sports of the Winter Olympics are skiing and snowboarding, and ice hike, etc. Friends, let us know how you liked the video in the comments about this interesting issue related to Olympics, and also subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to watch such informative research videos. Be sure to click on thank you.